What's up, consciousness fans, and growth seekers? So this video is gonna be pretty quick. It's gonna be a first walkthrough of the cleanses and the clearings or the manual deletions of personal experiences. So before I go over the personal experiences of manual deletion, to understand why or what is needed of this, um, is to really get a full aspect of, oh, okay, well, what are one of the things that I go through personally that, may I need to seek some type of, clearing or manual deletion. So first one is, if there's any type of frustration, anything that gets you frustrated, whether if it's miscommunications with parents, misunderstandings with coworkers, any type of tension, stress, or even when we yell or get angry, these are signs that the human body and the nerve system have black memory data inside of itself. So what happens is these experiences that are forms of black memory data inside our body or nerve system or our human body, um, we're being interacted with a related experience that happened in our past or in our childhood. So what's going on is those little BMDs, when interacting with somebody who we're familiar with or a coworker, and all of a sudden we're getting frustrated, what's going on the inside is that these little charges of BMD are turned on. They're juiced up. They're ready to activate, which causes frustration, anger, tension, tightening in the chest. Some may even have it to where they experience anxiety, to where the negative charges are amplifying so much frequency that they are literally pausing the brain from remembering that, hey, I'm supposed to breathe right now. Oh, I'm running out of breath. My lungs are tightening up. Now what's going on? Where's my breath? So that is what's going on the inside. So how do we get rid of all this? Well, one of these programs that I created, which I feel like I'm gonna air more on YouTube first, because I feel like, hey, there's a lot more people. It's more easier to help people and grow their families, a lot closer, because this is something that, I feel like, it's the missing link. It's one thing that will create world peace. We're living in some strange times right now. Still same time, still 24 hours. But we're going through these experiences right now through social media and everything going on, and it's like, what's really going on? But in reality, it's like, what? Don't mind what's going on the internet. Don't mind what's going on the news. Focus on what's going on in here and in here. Because in reality, everything on social media and everything on the news wouldn't be happening if every human on this earth and every family in a house grew this and had some help, assistance with this. So all that stuff will disappear, in time. So let's focus on ourselves. Let's focus on you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through 2 pages of the handbook that I have. So there's going to be quite a lot of pages to do, but what happens once all the pages or the handbook is completed, you just feel no type of frustration, no type of anger. So for example, me personally, going through this handbook of, let me count the pages for you, 239 pages. So that's a total of 34,000 different words of combinations of, this English that we speak, and all combined in different phrases. So these phrases, where are they hiding? In the home. So these phrases are first brought up in the home. So the first 9 months, you're hearing all these phrases, yelling and cuckling all over the place. So when you get out, before you even hit school or preschool, you're like 1 years old to 5 years old. 1 to 5 years old. That's 365 days times 5. So before you go to school or you learn about what's going on in the world, you have about, someone do the math for me? A billion days before you go back to school. I mean, before you interact with any other humans, there may be that possibility where you don't even talk to any neighbors for 5 to 6 years, because you're inside your home interacting with wherever your parents are taking you, whether they're taking you to work, taking you to, your grandparents' house, to church, to to the playground, you know what I mean? These interactions, wherever they're taking you, it's creating the experiences and the communication and approaches that leads us into where we're communicating into the future, so every time we get mad when we're 18, 19, 20, 30, 40, 50 years or 60, 70, 80 years old, all started from the beginning of time when we were chilling in the room and chilling in the house before we had any interaction with school. So the key thing to really understand, this guy's just reading off a handbook, he just made himself. Well, to really understand why this works and how it works is understanding sound. So how I was able to come about this was, understanding that in third grade I had a teacher who made up this song that would help us remember multiplication. So how that tone went was 5 times 7 is 95. No, I'm just kidding. 5 times 7 is 35, I think. No, I'm just playing around. So I'm giving like an example. So it was like 2 times 2 is 4. So by going around and actually remembering like these claps and stuff was actually starting to fix a puzzle in my brain. So I started to see, we're missing something here. We're really, because we understand this language does not mean we're fully aware of it and the fully aware of the creation of what words we use that cause a mishap or somebody else to get angry or somebody to freak out, because we used a word and we're like, dude, I wasn't being rude, but if that's you, that's a personal problem. It's not a personal problem. It's a personal experience that happened long ago when the dinosaurs were around. No. Well, happened long ago when we were chilling in the womb at home, and then now we're getting frustrated. Like, oh my God, my mom and dad always tell me that, and now my friends are telling me this at school. Okay, see, that's where everything gets created. See, but it's not our parents' fault. And it's not their parents' fault. It's not their parents' fault. It's not their parents' fault. So there's no reason to put the blame on anybody, because if we point fingers or put the blame on them, then what happens is it stuns the growth. It pauses the growth. And I've personally gone through this experience to where it stopped me from growing. So the only way to continue my growth consciously was to really understand, when my parents came, from Mexico and stuff like that, or my grandparents came from Mexico before they had my mom, they didn't have the type of life we live now. Right now we are very blessed and we are very, we should be very grateful for this type of civilization we live right now. Because back then we didn't have the city life. We didn't have street roads, to where now we do. So we have to really see where the past was and look at the current situation right now, because we have a lot of different types of experiences that happen with our past generations or our ancestors, with slavery, and all types of experiences. So in order for us to grow and have a world peace environment, or to even reassure that we don't have a type of Star Wars reality in space, as we start colonizing planets and stuff like that, because space is really cool. I'd really like to go to space, but I don't want to have a war in space. So, we have to really see, okay, well, what happened in the past, it happened. We didn't go through these experiences. Our ancestors may have gone through it. Our grandparents may have gone through it, to where it's like, what are we doing right now to better this experience we're experiencing right now, to not have to go through that negative experience. So the only way we can jumpstart our civilization or our human consciousness is to understand what happened. What happened. What happened is what happened in the past. So what happened in the past, it happened already. There's nothing we can do about it. Whether if it was blacks attacking blacks, whites attacking blacks, Chinese attacking blacks, we have to understand that a lot of history is there. A lot of history might not be there. But if you find it on the internet and social media, if you find out about it, bro, cool. Understand that it happened. What are we going to do now? You know what we're going to do? We're going to grow ourselves. We're going to grow ourselves consciously. So I'm going to walk you through these steps. And, what I want you to do is I'm going to, the breathing technique you're going to do is breathe in through your nose. Breathe into your mouth. Visualize the phrase I'm going to give you. Once you visualized it, exhale out through your mouth. And then your nose. So, and you're going to have your eyes closed too, like that. See? So what happens is, by releasing these personal experiences, or what's the reason? Tell me, what's the reason, Eddie? You're going to tell me about this phrase that I need to visualize. So, the reason why I'm telling you these visualizations, so what happens if the source of BMD turned into MMD, which is black memory data formed into mummified memory data, which goes from here, BMD, memory data, into the organs. So what's going on is the MMD is, being brought up by these phrases. So it's what's going on is you're going through these visualizations, is that your brain is like, oh wait, I did get approached by that way. And let's bring that up. So it brings the MMD all the way out of the organs into this little section right here. So your breath from your mouth acts as like a vacuum or a ladder for this MMD that's hiding inside your body somewhere, floating all over the place. Don't even know where it's at. So my phrases or my practice brings it out. It hunts it down and fishes it out. So this is what we're going to do right now. Wait, did I finish explaining that correctly? Yeah, so, and another reason of why it works is because these experiences happened. These experiences may have happened. These experiences may have not happened, but they will happen in the future. So what happens is, if they may have not happened, or maybe happen in the future, what happens is, by visualizing these phrases, you close your eyes, you visualize the phrase. So what happens is, your body and your brain visually sees that experience happening. Even if it didn't happen, it's saying, okay, that didn't happen, or it did happen, and okay, I'm seeing this experience. Breathing in, release. So what happens, it's training your brain to see this experience and to be aware of it. So now when you interact with the same experience, you won't have a reaction, or you won't have a negative approach with this certain experience that's going around you with, all these certain people that are in your environment. So it basically trains your brain to be like, oh, I've seen that before. There's no need to bring up tension or self-defense mechanisms of all my BMD and try to create a certain phrase that's going to hurt the other person's feelings, or that's going to be like, oh, I'm right. So that's why it works. So if there's any questions, hit me up Instagram or anything else. So we're going to walk you through this. So during this video, you may want to listen to the phrase, pause it, and, I leave the rest up to you. Okay. You ready? I'm ready. Good. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so the first phrase is you told me you were doing it. So right here, you want to visualize mom, dad, uncle, auntie, brother, older sister. You want to give yourself time to visualize one each at a time. So you got your brother, sister, dad, mom, uncle, auntie, lost cousin, found cousin, one at a time. And for each phrase that I give you, um, and visualize them expressing it on a scale of 0, positive 10, 0, and negative 10. You want to visualize this experience on a negative 10 scale. The reason why is if you visualize them saying, you told me you were going to do it on a negative 3 scale, when the approach of a negative 10 scale is, you approaching you, or, you're interacting with a negative 10 scale approach, it's not going to prepare your body for a negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9 approach. So there's going to still be tension and, oh, that thing didn't work. I should never watch that 15-minute video. So what's going on is that it needs to be seen at a negative 10 experience. So that may include spanking, hitting, across the head. You told me you were doing it. So what's happening is it's preparing you for the worst ever experience. So going through these courses, your brain will never have to wander again. Like, what's gonna happen? So that's why we're gonna do this. So remember, we're doing family members, all 7, 20, 30 of personal experiences. Some people have a certain amount of human experiences, in their family that have these certain phrases get approached them. So some people may have 5 members, some people may have 2 members, some people may have 20 members, depending on where your personal environment is. So the first phrase is, you told me you were doing it. Or at a negative 10 scale, it would be, you told me you were doing it, but with angry eyes and angry little face. Okay? Okay, so the next phrase is, you did not tell me you were doing it. Remember, negative 10 scale, angry face, scrunchy facey, you told me you were doing it. Ta-ta, ta-ta. Next phrase, you said you were going to do it. Remember. The next phrase, you have been saying you were going to do it. You have not been saying you were going to do it. You have told me that before. You have not told me that before. Arg. Sorry, I just felt like I needed to say that. You have said that to me before. You have not said that to me before. Sorry, I'll slow down. Why are you not doing it? Why have you not done it? Do not dare do that to me. I do not know everything now. So, this phrase, I do not know everything now, is, well, I'll go over after all of them at the end. Or actually, you know what? I should probably do it all over, huh? I'll go over it at the end. So that phrase that I just said was, I do not know everything now. The next one is, I know everything now. I was going to say that. I was not going to say that. Make sure you actually do it this time. Sorry, I'm getting too into it. So, I'll go over step by step of what you want to see. So what you want to do is close your eyes and visualize these humans in front of you. Just humans. That's all they are. You know, there are your parents and uncles and brothers and sisters and stuff, blah, 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 but they're human interactions, you know? So we're not perfected, but this is going to perfect us to be positive and to grow us to be positive experiences. And so we don't like talk about people later on. And we understand that, you know what? There was no given book to help people. This is how you approach your family. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. You know, there's no like perfect human handbook that's given once a baby's born to every family. So we have to understand, you know, we can't expect too much, but just understand, you know, we're in the process of perfecting our generation now. So the first phrase, you told me you were doing it. You want to visualize your parents in front of you. Excuse me, you want to cut that out. Bleep it, beep it. You told me you were doing it. You want to visualize your parents telling you to do something, and you're like, I'm doing it, Mom. Doing it, Dad. Doing it, Uncle Bunko. And then you want to visualize them coming back and be like, you told me you were doing it. That's the first one. You did not tell me you were doing it. So this one, you want to visualize your parents wanting something done, and then you doing it, and then you expressing yourself, I'm already doing it. And then they tell you, you did not tell me you were doing it. Or even, you know, the experience of, oh, you know, I told you I was doing it the other day, Mom. And then the parents are like, oh, you told me you were not doing it. You did not tell me you were doing it. Okay, that's the second one. The next one is, you said you were going to do it. So that goes back to the parents being upset, you know, saying, you said you accepting, okay, I'm going to do it. And then get sidetracked, text on your phone, play a video game, play with some toys. And then, you know, your parents come in and said, you said you were going to do it. So the next one is, you have been saying you were going to do it. So you want to visualize yourself going through the experience of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday saying, okay, I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm going to do it. And then you want to visualize them Thursday coming when it says, you have been saying you were going to do it. Got a little ahead of myself. So the next one is, you have not been saying you were going to do it. So you want to visualize them this experience of you Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday saying you were going to do it. Do whatever task your parents wanted. And then you want to visualize your parents forgetting that you said you were going to do it. And then saying, you have not been saying you were going to do it. So the next phrase is, you have told me that before. So you want to visualize yourself saying, I'm going to do it. And then your parents kind of just being exhausted from hearing the same thing or same phrase being said and not getting the task completed, to where they say, you have told me that before. You have told me that before. You know, however, -10. Angry. Scratchy nose and okay. So the next one is, you have not told me that before. You have not told me that before. So right here, you want to visualize your parents. You have not told me that before. You want to visualize your parents denying you saying that you're going to do something, and then saying, you have not told me that before. So the next one is, you have said that to me before. Now, you have said that to me before. I'm over it. Type of expression from your parents or your family members and stuff like that. Okay, the next one is, you have not said that to me before. I think I've said that one to you before. So you have not said that to me before. Where am I at? Right here. Hmm. Okay, so the next phrase, yeah. You have not said that to me before. This phrase is going to be the experience of you telling them or telling your mom and dad, yeah, I said I was going to do it. And then saying, you have not said that to me before. So I want you to understand too, some of these experiences may sound like I just cleared that. I just manually deleted that one already. Why is he repeating himself? So what's going on is that the first phrase that I told you was, you have not told me that before. You have said that to me before. And then the other one, well, the two that are relating or sound the same, or you have not told me that before. You have not said that to me before. So the thing is, we use multiple words for multiple things that we say. Like said, oh, I said that to you. Oh, I told you that. So we have to manually delete them all, to fill that inner peace. So on to the next one. Why are you not doing it? So you want to visualize your parents coming into the room and you're doing something else and they say, why are you not doing it? Was that VTech? Just kidding. It's a motorcycle. So the next one is, why have you not done it? So you want to visualize your parents coming into the room and just being like, why have you not done it? It should have been done already. You want to visualize that phrase too. It should have been done already. It should have been done already. So the next one is, do not dare do that to me. So you want to visualize you maybe being frustrated at your parents, getting upset, and they spanked you first. They hit you first. Now you're being taught to hit back. So you're hitting them back or, talking back to them in a frustrated way because they taught you that. They shown you that. Your brain picked it up. So you want to visualize you imitating the same responses that they respond to you. Just because they're bigger than you doesn't mean it's okay for them to do it. But we're accepting that and we're being aware of it. So we're understanding it's not their fault. And it's not our fault either. So there needs to be an understanding of awareness on both sides. The parents and the kids. The human and the other little human. So that phrase is, do not dare do that to me. Can't see my bun. That's where my brain sits. Let me adjust this a little bit. I do not know everything now. So right here in this phrase, you want to visualize your parents or you wanting assistance with your homework or, oh, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? And then you want to visualize this. I do not know everything now. I'm busy. Leave me alone. Go do something else. I'll tell you when I'm ready. You want to visualize that. -0, -10. Angry eyes. So the next one is I know everything now. So this phrase, you want to visualize them say, as if like, saying like, you know nothing, you don't know nothing, you don't know anything. That's your part. And then you want to visualize them saying, I know everything now. I know where you've been. You going out last night? Hanging out with them boys and girls? I see you dressing like that, looking like that, wearing your back hat. Okay? So, the next one is, I like this lighting too. It makes me feel like an angel. Somewhat. I am. The next one is, I was going to say that. So, this is when, like, say if both of you know something and you want to talk about it at the table, you want to visualize, and then maybe you might have said something that they wanted to say and them getting upset. Or even sometimes this phrase is used for multiple reasons, You could have, maybe you want to share a story that happened between you and your brother and sister or family members, and then they get mad and be like, I was going to say that. Why are you taking my spotlight? That's what it is. It's that attention that needed, but I wanted to express that. I wanted to feel that experience of, whatever was going to be said, and maybe get that positive reaction, or that positive laugh. Oh, my family thinks I'm funny, So that's where that phrase comes from. So this phrase is, I was not going to say that. This, you want to experience, the other person, you basically telling on them or saying, oh, they said they were going to tell you this and this and that. You want to visualize your parents or your brothers and sisters saying, I was not going to say that. So the last one is, make sure you actually do it this time. So this is when you want to visualize yourself saying, I'm going to do it, walking back into your room as a kid, and then them saying, make sure you actually do it this time. And that's all for today. So I'm going to try to make a video for the next 236 days to really expand on this, So with going through those first pages, by visualizing these certain experiences, you may feel a little twitch in your finger or in your toe or in somewhere going on in your body, to where by visualizing this and feeling that twitch, what that twitch is, it's your body and your oxygen grab that BMD and mummified memory data floating in your body to pick it up and exhale it out of the body. So that's what's going on. You may even have the experience where you may even tear a little bit. So this experience is where, if a certain phrase, for example, you told me you were doing it. If you visualize it, breathe in, exhale, and you feel a little tear, that's where this BMD was sucking somewhere around your body on your organ system, like a leech, and it was just draining so much energy. So for somebody maybe who have had an experience where they're crying, they cry, a certain amount of times in their experience or most of their experience of their childhood, or even till now, we're all human, we still cry, it's okay, it's natural for the body. So what happens is that leech is gone now. It's completely gone. So what happens is, by tearing it, it releases that BMD to be like, okay, the sponge that I was sucking out of, or the water cell that I was draining in this body, I can release the last drop that I was sucking on. So the BMD floats out and the teardrop comes out, because there's no more suction. There's no more water cells for this BMD to be sucking on anymore. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'll try to... I just wanted that to be like the picture of my video. So you remember, you're closing your eyes, or you're listening to me give you the phrase. Okay, pause the video, breathe in, close your eyes, breathe into your nose, breathe into your mouth, visualize the phrase, the experience, and then release. And that's it. So yeah, I'll be seeing you all in my next video, and just want to let you know that, this journey is really going to change us, because this is how I was able to even communicate in this way, or even think differently, it really helped me change my personal life. It really prepared me as a parent, because I went through some different experiences. I had multiple different experiences. We're all human. We all have experiences. Doesn't matter who we are, what we are. We're human. We're not having perfected experiences, so what we need to do now is to grow the generation now and make sure that the next generation has a different experience, so they keep moving forward and it keeps growing our human consciousness. Because we're going to Mars, motherfucker. Goodbye.